Hello guys, my name is Kanza and welcome back to my channel. This channel is mainly about art, entrepreneurship, comedy and culture. And today we are going to be talking about the entrepreneurship part and why I feel like this is something that needs to be discussed, especially for women entrepreneurs. So for those of you who know me from before, know that I used to have a shoe business when I was in my undergraduate. That's when I started it actually with two of my really close friends who then became my business partners. And I actually wanted to share the story of how when you don't know if something is impossible or not, you're able to kind of do it. So for me, the first thing was that I actually needed shoes for myself because at the time that I was a student couldn't afford to get like very different colored funky shoes, and I used to really love shoes at that point. So I actually started this like unknowingly because I had a need state where I wanted shoes for myself. My shoe size is 11. And sometimes the fitting isn't right and I always get blisters and it's a very uncomfortable situation. So I actually wanted really comfortable shoes for myself with like the designs that I wanted, and I was talking to my friend about it, whose mother actually knew where the shoe market was in Karachi, where I'm from, and she was kind enough to take us there. It was very interesting because when we went there were no women there, and it was a manufacturing area, so a lot of the men didn't take us seriously because obviously we were just young girls who seemed to be lost, frankly speaking. But thankfully enough, after going to many stores, many shops of like the shopkeepers, we were able to find one guy who was kind enough to sit with us and understand what sort of shoes we wanted to get made. Now, the shoes that we started making were actually flat. They weren't like heels or anything. They weren't that complicated, but the designs were really cool. So we firstly got samples made from the guy, and he told us to come back a week later. So we were like, okay. So after a week, when we went back to his shop, he had actually made samples for us, which fit me and were comfortable, and I love the design because we had literally designed it in our sketchbooks. And we weren't like shoe designers, and I don't have an art education or like a design education, so it was something that just like blew my mind, and it was one of the happiest moments that I've experienced in life. And when my friends and I went back home and showed it to our other friends and our family members, people were genuinely blown away. And this is how the journey of 3Footwear started. We started making shoes, around 12 to 15 designs per collection. Collection was basically like every, I think, 3 to 4 months per season. So in Karachi, there would be spring and then summer 1 and summer 2, because a lot of these Karachi is actually a tropical city, kind of. So it's not really cold over there. So mostly the weather is temperate enough throughout the year to wear open shoes, which are like flip-flops or sandals, or like slip-ons and stuff like that. So we started making 12 to 15 designs and colors in the shoes that we liked, and we first, I think, hosted it at a friend's place, at one of my partner's places, and then we were actually able to get a place in an exhibition, which was in one of the malls in Karachi. And I still remember we were so excited because so many of our friends visited us, so many people from our school supported us, and they actually came to just like say hi, or like, you know, just take pictures, or like, and some actually liked the quality and bought the shoes. And the three of us were like over the moon. It was definitely something that was really insane and out of like, you know, a book or a movie for the three of us. So that's how the business started off, and then we started exhibiting regularly in different fairs or trade fairs across Karachi, and we used to have several exhibitions. We eventually ended up having exhibitions on our own, and they started becoming very successful. But the crazy part was not that we were selling a lot of shoes. I think by the first or second year, we could see people walking on the street wearing our shoes, like shoes that I had thought about or my friends had thought about in their head. The material that we had gotten from like the vendors, if we had put some like bling stud or something on it, but somebody on the street wearing it, something that was in your mind, and now somebody on the street, you know, is literally wearing it and is walking by, walking wearing your shoes. It was one of the craziest things that I've ever experienced in my life. And sometimes when we were really excited and we were really young, we're like, oh, where did you get these from? They're like, oh, this was a gift from, my friend, or this was a gift from my sister, and I really like these. And, we would be like, yeah, we made them. Thank you so much. What's the feedback? And then, they would be like, oh, where else can we buy them? We're like, you can either order online. At that time, we didn't have a website, but we had Facebook and Instagram Messenger, which we used to use, which is pretty cool. So yeah, people started ordering from us, and it was like one of the most insane experiences in my life. So the business basically ran for 8 to 9 years, and I think COVID really, really affected it, and that's when it honestly took a downturn. But it was still one of the most interesting experiences in my life. We were covered by a lot of magazines. We had interviews taken. A lot of people approached us. And I think that starting something, whether or not it exists anymore, is still a very, very crazy, creative, fun thing. And it's something that everybody should try. And you just basically need to do whatever you like, and eventually, you will be able to find somebody else who also needs that thing. And that's how you can also start your business. But I kind of wanted to give a background or an overview of my entrepreneurship experience, and maybe as we go along, I'll share more details with you on this. But yeah, it was one of the most happiest moments of my life, and this is something, and maybe my learnings can help somebody else. So let's continue on this journey together. So if you like this video, and if you in fact knew 3Footwear, please comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm still new here and trying to figure out what is going to be more interesting for the people who are watching this. But even if one woman can be inspired or interested in this and get some sort of guidance or some sort of idea, I would be so happy. So yeah, spread the message and take care and be safe. Bye.